Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social, in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store, delighted to be joined by World Champion Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence, last time I saw you, you were living life in Dubai, enjoying yourself, looking great shape. How are you feeling going into this fight with David Light this weekend?
I feel good. It's always good to come and see the media, see the people, and just get into the rhythm of a fight week. So yeah, it feels good.
David Light, a bit of an unknown quantity over here, but someone to be taken very seriously. A lot of boxing experts, speaking to people saying, look, he's going to come to fight. He's a serious opponent for you. How sort of exciting is that you've got a live body in the ring for you to test your skills that you've been working on this week?
I think it's good. Obviously, I've been out the ring for a little while, so it'll be good to make a good statement against a good fighter. At world level, everyone's a good fighter, so it's nothing that I'm not prepared for. I think, it'll be interesting as well after the fight, after I've got the victory, to see. It's just another notch. Every time I've beaten someone who's come to win, I always get another little notch. Like, he wanted to win, but he couldn't. Same again.
How pleased are you to be back on Sky Sports? Obviously, you've made your feelings known over the last few months. We won't go into every nook and cranny for beer all week, but you wanted to be back on Sky. You are back on Sky. Huge platform for you. Feel like you're almost coming home a little bit?
Yeah, I just have to win now. I've got everything else done. Just have to win. After I've got the win, then we can go from there.
Talk to me about the influence of Sugar Hill. Obviously, you're with Shane McGuigan, but you've gone with Sugar. How has that sort of gelled, and how did that relationship come about?
It came about because I obviously watched what he did with Tyson Fury, and Ben Whittaker is someone that I know from the GB setup. So I kind of realised he works well with tall fighters. So we just kind of gave it a go, and it worked. And the influence has been pretty substantial in my opinion. Obviously, I'm a 30-year-old world champion, so I'm not going to suddenly start shoulder rolling or doing anything crazy. But it's just the little positions, it's the little details, and knowing, instead of just throwing a jab, why, where, when.
I remember when I spoke to Tyson a while back now, he said when he first got with Sugar, it was like he was just getting into the ring for the first time. He stripped everything back. How did that feel, getting in there and someone saying, no, you do this because of this is why you do this? And did it feel almost like you were starting again a little bit? Definitely,
and it was a little bit embarrassing in the first instances, yeah, definitely. So even hitting the pads, hitting the bags, it would stop me. I'm a world champion, I felt like I've just done an amazing spar. Or even mid-spar, I'm there, and he would stop, come in, Lawrence, no, this. And then I'd have to do it, and if I don't do it, there's a day he's pulled me out of sparring before and said, you're not doing my ass, get out. It's like, oh my goodness, who am I? And then we worked, but then the good thing is we record most of the sparring, so the sparring partners can see what they got to work on, I can see what, and then the differences are showing.
The one thing about you is everybody knows about your power, and we always talk about you going to heavyweight and using that power. Sugar Hill is the perfect guy to help you implement it in a clever way. We've seen what he's done with Tyson. Tyson used to be back foot fighter, he'd use his boxing ability. You've got the boxing ability, but obviously we know you've got the power. So how much more dangerous does that make you with Sugar Hill? When I spoke to him, I think it was Saudi Arabia, he's like, we train for knockouts. We don't train for anything else. So how much more of a dangerous fighter does that make you?
I can't wait to see. I really can't. That's it, because it's all good to say now, but definitely that's all the ingredients. But it's about me going out there on the day and actually showing it, yeah.
I've got to touch on it. It's not a great, obviously, thing to talk about, but there's obviously been back and forth between yourself and Eddie. But just briefly, how sort of disappointed are you with the way that relationship sort of gone in the end? We won't go into what's said specifically. I know you've got legal stuff going on in the background, but in terms of someone who guided you from the start to world champion, how not upset you, but disappointed with how it's turned out?
Yeah, very disappointed. I think that a lot of stuff happens behind the scenes that shouldn't have, in my opinion, and it's been even more disappointing to see it continuously happen with other fighters, as I'm sure will become a lot more apparent soon. But it's just this is what it is. I just have to focus on myself and focus on getting better and being better.
We've seen obviously now former stablemate of yours, Joshua Buatsi, has now moved over as well to Boxer and Sky, and he's mentioned about the eyes on his fight. Was that a big thing for you, wanting the most exposure at the peak of your career? Like you say, you're 30, world champion. Does that play a big part in the whole, wanting maybe to leave and come back to Sky Sports?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course it plays a factor. However, for me, it's more so a case of you're in a work environment. As much as it's a fight, it's a job. I have to be in and around people. I have to ask people for opportunities. I have to, and you need to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And I very much felt tolerated in one situation. There's lots of stuff I could go into. I can't be bothered to. But it's easy afterwards to say, we done this, we done that. But ultimately, you go where you're celebrated, and where if I'm able to put on the wins that I hope I am, opportunities come from it.
Right, I'm sure everyone's going to ask you about. I've got obviously now you with Sugar. There's a bit of a link up with Tyson. You went to his gym. I don't know. Have you sparred or not? Have you been hitting the bag together? What's that experience been like? You say you've been welcomed with open arms.
Yeah, we've done a bit of body sparring. It's not the same. But body sparring is still tough. It was someone that size anyway. But yeah, so we did a bit of body sparring and a bit of tactic work, like working on tactics together for this fight. Not so much for his fight because I'm orthodox, and then obviously hit the bags.
What do you make of all this carry on with him and Usyk? I take it you as a, forget whether you're someone in his gym now, but you just want to see the fight, don't you? Him and Usyk, yeah.
Facts. I suppose like McDonald's is around. But yeah. So definitely, yeah. I just want to see the fight. Like I don't really have a side and all that. It's just obviously I want the British guy to win, but other than that, I want the fight to happen because I'm a fan of boxing. So I'm a fan of huge nights. I'm a fan of undisputed. I'm a fan of all 4 belts of one. That's my goal. So why not?
At what point will you get to where you say, you know what, I'm heavyweight? Is it when you become unified champion, undisputed champion? Because everyone's always talked about you doing that transition, and you'll be in no hurry. You're still early on in your career, but you're coming up to your prime years now. At what point will you say, enough's enough, chuck me in there with the big boys?
Anytime, I could do it. Literally next fight, I could do it the fight after. The fact is, I make the weight well. So for me, there's McDonald's, I knew it. So it's up and down. I feel like I could box at both. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be too heavy boxing heavyweights. Yes. So I'll be able to do both. It depends where the opportunities are.
Well, look, Lawrence, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing you back on Saturday doing your thing, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.